Hi guys, so this is part 2 of my previous video, why I retired to come to Thailand early. And in this video I want to explain about the pitfalls and downsides of retiring early, but I'm also going to point out some things that whether you're retiring early or not, there are certain things you really do need to consider here. Although it's great, fantastic, that's it, I'm getting away from my country, I'm getting away from the UK, I'm getting away from America, I've got to get away, I'm going to a new hot tropical country, and that's fantastic, can't wait to do that and get away over there. I understand that totally, and that's how I felt. But there are certain things you really need to consider. Okay, so there's a few things I want to chat with you today about that are really important, that you really need to consider. The first thing is, if you're not working in the UK no more, which means you're not paying tax and national insurance anymore, then you have to think about your pension, because you have to pay your national insurance in order to get your pension when you do eventually reach retirement age. So if you do, as I did, move to Thailand when I was 42 years old, then you're not paying your tax and national insurance anymore. So will you get your pension when you retire? Once you reach retirement age? That's something that you've got to consider. There are ways, I believe, that you can still continue to contribute to your national insurance every year, because you have to pay a certain amount to every year to have had a full year's payment, because you need 30 years or 35 years worth of payments, I think it is now. They've changed it recently, I think. So, but you have to have paid national insurance for 30 or 35 years in order to be able to get your government pension by the time you retire. So you've got to pay that. So that's one of the things that you need to consider. Retire early, come here, but are you going to get a pension when you eventually retire? The second thing is, do you have property in the UK? Do you have like a mortgage on a property in the UK? Are you thinking about selling that property, coming here? Well, don't forget, in the UK, you can own property. You can't own property here. And in the UK, you've got a property there that's going up in value. I know it goes kind of up and down, but generally speaking, over 10 or 15 years or so, it goes up, and you can pay that mortgage off. If you give that up, you've lost that. You've got no investment. You can't invest in property over here. Well, you can, but it's really difficult. You can only own 49%. So 51% of any property that you get involved in has to be in a Thai name. The other things to consider are, what about work? What are you going to do here for work? What are you going to do? The easiest thing to do is what a lot of people do, and most people do from English-speaking countries, is they become English teachers. You don't have to have experience about teaching English. They just, your natural language is English anyway, so you have to adapt a little bit and learn a little bit about the books, but it's really easy. It's really easy. It just takes a little bit of adjusting, and it takes you a few weeks to do that. And you can teach in a school easily enough, no problem. And that's pretty much for anybody. So that's a job opportunity, but you have to think about it. What will I do? If you have your career over there and you're skilled or you're experienced in something, you want to bring it here. Thais only employ foreigners for jobs that Thais can't do unless you set up your own business, and that costs some money. I think it's about £40,000 you have to have show in your bank account. So that's something else to consider. And I will go into that in more detail in another video if you are interested in finding out exactly how that works. Visas. To live in Thailand, you must have a visa. You must have a visa to live in Thailand. And every day, every month, every year, you must have a visa. So what type of visa are you going to have? If you're 50 years and older than 50 years old, you can have a retirement visa, but at the same time, there's certain specific requirements you must have in order to be able to get that visa. If you're younger than 50 years old, you can't get a retirement visa. So you go into the tourist visa or education visa, study visa. There's different types of visas that you can apply for, which I will go into in another video, because lots of details about that, if anybody else is interested in it. The other things to consider as well are, of course, you're going to be away from your family. Family and friends back in the UK, back in the US, back from wherever you come from. You're going to be away from them, so how do you keep in contact with them? And how do they feel about you going to the other side of the world? It's easier now to keep in contact with people than it was when I first come here 24 years ago. It was only phone calls and they were so expensive, but now you can keep in contact with friends and family through Messenger. You can call people on Messenger. As long as you've got an internet connection, you can call them, and that's great. The other thing, obviously, is the language barrier. Unless you can speak fluent Thai, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but it's going to be a little bit difficult if you're staying alone in a small village somewhere or a small town where people don't speak much English, or somewhere that's away from a tourist resort. In the tourist resorts, they have to speak English. Now, most Thais can speak a certain amount of English, but to be honest with you, they're shy. They feel really shy about speaking English. I could go into a shop where I live here, and this is not a tourist destination where I live, in Korat, otherwise known as Nakhon Ratchasima. I could go into a shop here and the person serving me at the counter there probably could speak English. But given that I'm the only foreigner there, and there could be 10 other people in the shop who are Thais, she feels a bit shy to speak English in front of them. They feel shy about it. And that's a big problem here. So Thais, yeah, just feel shy and don't really want to speak English. The other thing I would say is, if you need for the Thai hospitals and doctors here to know about your health records, because obviously they will have no health records on you at all. So if you think that's something that's going to be important to you, then you should get your records from the UK. I know they used to do it in a paper form when I was there a long time ago, but they might even be able to download it there onto a memory stick or something like that you can bring over here and show the doctors over here, the hospitals over here, clinics over here. You should do something like that if that is something that is important to you. The other thing I'd say is, and I met probably 1 or 2 people that I've known before that found it a little bit of a problem, are the stray dogs. Stray dogs are everywhere in Thailand. These are dogs that just live out in the wherever they live, down the street, scrounging for food, and some people found them a bit kind of threatening, but actually I haven't found any stray dogs that have been threatening towards me at all. I've been here 11 years. They're just looking for food. They're just looking for food. And, you know, there's more Thais here than there are foreigners. And I think the Thais have kind of taught the stray dogs that not to be aggressive, but give a slap or something. But I don't know. But I've never seen an aggressive stray dog. Never seen one. But I've never seen an aggressive stray dog. I see lots of stray dogs. Actually, I feed them. Not far from here, I'll take them some food sometimes because I feel sorry for the little sods, you know. But I've never found one aggressive. But if you're bitten by a dog, now I was only bitten. I was bitten by my own dog actually, when he's what I call a house dog. So he's in the house, on the property all the time, but we do open the gates and let him go out and go for a run or whatever. And there were some stray dogs that came near my property, and he had a bit of a fight with them. And I was trying to split them up, and my own dog actually bit me on my leg. So I just went straight to the hospital and got a rabies jab, because can't remember now what jabs my dog had, but a rabies jabs, I think it was over about 4 or 5 weeks. You take like 3 or 4 jabs you have to have, and it cost me about £10. But that's it really. I don't think there'll be a problem. I've never known anybody to have a problem with stray dogs. But anyway, I'm going to cut it off there. I'm trying to keep this down to a short video. Just to things to consider if you come here, if you're retiring early, or even if you're retiring at normal age. Just things to consider. Okay guys, so take care now. Give me a thumbs up. Any questions, send me a message down below. Take care now. Cheers.